Earlier today, I was doing laundry at the laundromat, and I was digging through loose change that I had in my car. You know, it's not because I'm broke that I'm digging for loose change. I just don't use cash all that often, and so I found a few loose quarters. And I was short just a quarter just to get the dryer done, and I found some other loose change, and I found let's see, 3 nickels and then a dime, but the dime was Canadian. And I was hoping the cashier on hand wouldn't notice, and I could just exchange that for a quarter. Not because I want to rip her off by 2 cents, but just because I could get my laundry done without having to go to the ATM. And she noticed. And at first, I was upset for 2 seconds, and I realized that, you know, I need to pay more attention to detail in my own life. Because a lot of times when I do a project of some sort, I get the big parts right. I put all the effort into it, and then I miss 2 details, and then I screw it up. So right now I am working with a client. I'm tutoring him in physics, and he kind of upset me because he took an exam. It was an AP exam, and they didn't give him his grades back for many months, and he never bothered to ask. And when I asked him about the grades just last week, he was like, oh, I bet I misspelled my address. He doesn't even know if that's the case. He's speculating here. I'm like, what do you mean you misspelled your address? How do you know? I said, well, I never got my score back. And I said, like, when did you take this exam? And he said it was like in June. Yeah, like, and you never bothered to ask for it. It's November. And so I went home and I thought about this, and I helped him compose a letter to apologize for his mistake. You know, and I happen to know his family very well. I know his grandmother is battling not sure what, but some kind of illness, and I told him to make sure to put that in there, and you know that he got sidetracked with applying for colleges, and you know, if I told him to say that even if we can't get the grades because it's so late, that I would like to see where I'm headed, because you know, if you have a report of any sort, because I'm working with a tutor. And so I help him compose that, and it's great. But I do the big things, and then I go there and I get little details off. You know, like a couple weeks ago, they had changed the schedule on me last minute. But when I got there, they blamed me for the change of schedule. These people are just very business-oriented. They know how to spin something to suit their needs. What happened was, we were supposed to meet 5 to 7, and his mother had called and said if we could start at 6. Problem is, right after 7, I wanted to see a friend, and so I was hoping to catch him before I left for their place, and then I had to change it. And they emphasized that I changed the schedule when they started it. We've always met 5 to 7. The little details like that throw me. You know, the big things like helping this kid compose a letter, you know, I aced them, and it's just it just doesn't work to my benefit. I do the hard things and don't get the credit. And so I really admire this cashier for noticing the Canadian dime, even though it caused me a little bit of trouble, and I had to put up with clothes that are a little bit wet because I couldn't do the last 8 minutes or so of the drying. So it turned out okay. This whole week, when I have to wear slightly wet clothing, I'll remember that I need to pay attention to my details. Thanks for watching.